Wonderful thing about PC gaming, right, is that you can do whatever the fuck. Ready is aim, yes. It will ready your weapon. So you also need that somewhere where it's convenient for you to press it while pressing a bunch of other buttons. That's why I have mine on left shift. Because that way I can press it with my pinky. Thinking space also works fine. I have that bound to inventory, but space is fine. Provided you have like a different button for inventory that you can press conveniently, it really doesn't matter. Search view? Okay, so search view is camera angle. That is actually important. You probably do want that somewhere conveniently as well. There's a lot of functions in this game. Like, when I press tab, it don't want to do it in this room, but... Okay, so, like, camera, but when I press tab, it, like, zooms the camera in like this. Like, that's search view. That's useful because it lets you see where you're going. But also, the key drop in the amusement park, where you're trying to get a key to drop from the shelf, that's weirdly sensitive to your camera angle. Thank you, game. Which means having the camera angle be controlled by you is sort of important. Some runners like to press it all the time so that the camera is like always situated behind them or in a certain place, but I use it occasionally. Camera control is a lot more important in 1 than it is in this game because the camera in this game actually isn't like super terrible. 0497. Hey, Andy. Yeah, if it's reversed, the key bound to dash will make you walk instead. Like, this is me running. This is me holding the walk button, which would otherwise be dash. Now I'm walking. Now I'm running. I mean, walking backwards is the same because it's walking back. You get the idea. There is basically no reason to walk. That plus ready is block, yes. If you ever do this game on a higher difficulty, learn to block shit, because it actually, like, is necessary on higher difficulties to make certain strats work, but for standard any percent, blocking isn't important, it's the cancel that's important. Like, the very, very first boss of this game on hard mode, the best speedrun strat involves a block loop. Oh yeah, this game has a block feature. No one knows about the block because, like, it didn't resurface after this game, probably because most people didn't use it. Like, if you block while you've got the bulletproof vest equipped as well, it totally nulls all damage, which makes it super fucking powerful. Even then, it nulls a lot of damage just right there, despite it looking stupid. So it's very powerful on higher difficulties. You cannot block slurper hits, though, which is like the big downfall of it. But it really helps a lot with, like, the worm boss, it helps a lot with the missionary boss. All of whom, for blocking things, is quite useful because you can bait the enemy into doing an attack which you can then punish because you blocked successfully. Like fighting game. It also allows you to like, option select certain scenarios, whereas, like, if you block on... The missionary boss in particular, they have an invincible wake-up attack where if you go near them and block, and they don't do it, you have enough time to end your block and shoot them in the back of the head. Whereas if they do the get-up attack, you have blocked it. Therefore you can punish. What's in the rice? Egg. It's egg fried rice. That being said, Silent Hill 3 ran on hard is fucking obnoxious, so I don't do it. I made up a new strat for Missionary that no one does, but that was like the sole extent of my contribution to hard mode runs. Thank you, game. Fucking hell. Hey, Lizard Slipper. So yeah, it seems like a lot of people are finding me through the GDQ VODs. I underestimate VODs more and more. Strafing doesn't really do anything while aiming, no. You can't really strafe while aiming. You can't really move while aiming, so... You can aim up and down and left and right and stuff, and that's useful, but strafing doesn't do shit when you're aiming. I am being mad online. Thank you for noticing. Hey, Foxcrafts. So good to hear, Durandal, that I am the highlight of GDQ for you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, pause, 7, 8. I actually probably waited too long on that one, but whatever. If you don't pause, you get fucked. That's high praise as well, because like I think there's a lot of good runs at GDQ. I don't ever feel like I'm close to the best of the best. I always feel like I'm good, but not the best of the best. Like this is the weird tier of self-confidence I operate at, where like I'm confident in myself enough to know that I'm good, but not enough to think of myself as the hottest shit. I think I'm like solid B tier at these events. Fun kind of awkward? What does that mean? Now I'm just offended. K. What the fuck? Sasses me and then just posts K. No, un-K. Is there a fire button? It's action. Yeah, I don't plan to ever do hosting / announcing for GDQ ever again, really. I tried it once. That's me. That's me, thanks. How come I never want to do it again? There's quite a few reasons why I wouldn't want to do it again. I had fun with it, like, make no mistake, I enjoyed the hosting when, like, I was in the groove, but it's an awkward job. It's a thankless job. It's a displaceable job. And it's a job. that I don't get paid for. It's work, is what I'm getting at. It's like actual work that I don't get paid for. Which, like, I know, volunteering, right? Of course, but I've decided I don't want to do that. If I'm gonna be working, I better be getting Benjamins for it, which they're not gonna do, so I'm not gonna do it either. And, like, there are no fucking shortage for willing volunteers either, so, like, what the hell do I matter? That's what, like, that's what frightens me about it, and frightens me about GDQ in general, is that there is no one person who is, like, super crucial to the whole operation. They can absolutely just, like, pick and replace people at whim. There is fuck all for security in this, which I don't like that. That makes me feel uncomfortable, because they can just discard you at any moment, so I avoid kind of getting too involved, because I don't want to deal with it. I'd be lying if I said this wasn't a factor as well. There was the incident when the year I was hosting, I tweeted something about how I was going to stuff a randomizer player into a bin, and I got told off for that. Because, you know, obviously since I'm hosting, you know, I'm technically a representative of GDQ, and therefore I can't be posting things like that online. So I was like, okay then, let's just not do this ever again then. Like, just so we're clear, that's not the only reason I'm not that petty, but if you're not gonna pay me, then you don't get any fucking say in what I post on social media. Zero. Like, goodbye. Like, that's far from the only reason that I, like, backed out of it, but that was definitely, like, at no point am I comfortable with that dynamic. Like, I absolutely 100% value my ability to post garbage on social media more than I do hosting for them, considering it's work I don't get paid for. It's also quite stressful. I mean, like, it's fun when you get into the flow, but it's quite stressful. Yeah, it's not a fair relationship. That's why I didn't like it that much. Overall. Like, in the heat of the moment, I enjoy it. Like, when everything is happening, I enjoy it. It's pretty much everything surrounding it I don't like. So I just kind of opted out. Like, it's pretty peaceful. It's not like there was a big blowout or anything. I tried it once and was like, not for me. And again, that's far from... That's far from the only thing. Oh yeah, they will nitpick one misspoken word as well, but that comes with anything from being on GDQ. Like, the first time I did hosting, I fucking sucked at it. It took me until, like, at least my second set to get the hang of it. Which, like, you suck at anything the first time you do it, so that's not super unusual, but it's like, the environment in which you learn is to do it live in front of thousands of people, and it's like, oh shit. That's terrifying. Honestly, that's the GDQ environment in the first place. Is that very often the first time you learn to do, like, a large public performance for some of these people, like the first time you do a run in front of an audience, the first time you have to commentate in front of an audience, some people do it for the first time live on a GDQ stage. That is not a good environment to learn how to do something like that. And it results in some primo shit shows sometimes. Primo shit shows. And yet, for the most part, it doesn't completely implode, but it's almost certainly responsible for, like, 95% of the cringe moments that surface every so often posted to YouTube by errant dickheads. Yeah, I hosted at least one GDQ, and I don't plan on doing it again. I value my free time too much. Especially, like, this year as well. Like, hosting would have taken a good few hours out of my schedule that I would prefer to spend playing rhythm games. That's actually why I ended up not hosting for ESA. Like, I planned on submitting to host for ESA, And then they were like, oh yeah, by the way, we're gonna have a bunch of rhythm games in the arcade. And I'm just like, I'll take the 12 hours and spend them there instead. Now, you know, like, that was the other thing. Like, that's a very simple reason, is that it's just, it's work. So I'd rather do things that I find fun. And hosting is fun in its own way, but it's also, like, super stressful. And it is work. Like, it is work. There's a bit of exposure involved in hosting, but my metrics didn't really show it in a significant capacity. People fucking talk about it a lot somehow, but it didn't... In terms of the numbers, like, I would know. It really doesn't do much for you. I don't think it does much for you, at least. Like, some people have made a name for themselves doing it because they've done it consistently over a period of several years. I didn't see myself sticking it out for that life, so... bail. I don't know. Was I a great host? I did alright, I think. I think I got lucky with my time slot more than anything. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention this actually. One of the aspects of GDQ hosting I found like the most weird and most like personally objectionable is that this will sound obvious when I say it out loud, and it'll be like, oh, why didn't you think of this, you stupid asshole? But I didn't. So when it was like suddenly served to me, I was like, what? Is that you have to read ads. I hate that. I hate reading ads. It's demeaning. I read that fucking Katana Zero ad like 3 goddamn times and it made me never want to play the game ever again. I don't like using my voice to advertise for games I haven't played. That's not the Punchy brand. But you have to do that if you're a host. And I'm surprised at how uncomfortable I found myself doing that. Like, I didn't think I cared that much, but apparently I really do, because it really weirded me out. I really didn't enjoy doing that. This is a No Game No Life shirt. Particularly because, like, Devolver Digital and Tiny Build have such, like, close sponsorship associations with GDQ, and I think they're both twats, so... Didn't like that. Also, like, reading ads for Super Meat Boy Forever, a game that's never going to fucking come out. If you just like Devolver Tiny Build. Tiny Build outputs like 95% crap, and Devolver just, I hate their like haha wacky, quirky... Like, they kind of do like the Cards Against Humanity thing without being even remotely as funny. We're being satirical of the game industry, they loudly parade at E3, proceeding to waste everyone's time for 2 hours. Don't like them.
Here is your $5 from Freedom Bucks to Britbong Dollary Doos. Also, all Toho runs are pretty cringy in my opinion, but they are usually in the early hours.
A bad opinion.
Favorite cringe moments at GDQs.
That's a poor opinion. They haven't shown the right GDQ run, Toho runs, if you ask me. See, they always show, like, fan games and stuff. They never show the real games. Let me tell you, double spoiler. If they ever get double spoiler or impossible spell card into a marathon, that would blow your fucking mind. That's those runs. Oh! Those runs are on some shit. Favorite cringe moments from GDQ. I don't like to celebrate cringe moments. I don't. It's not nice. Like, bear in mind as well that speedrunners are effectively my colleagues in this field, so I'm inclined not to talk shit. I do it anyway, but I'm supposed to not. Especially, like, I'm more sympathetic due to having done it as well to the pressure of the stage environment causing some people to crack like a fucking egg. I don't know, like, I'm used to it, some people really don't handle it. I always get nervous pre-run, but it kind of melts away by the time the run's actually about to start. I'm used to the spotlight. Fuck! That being said, I'm trying to think of, like, a particularly good moment. I'm sure there's one I can think of. Depends what you classify as cringe, I suppose. There was Pear Strike snapping his disc of Wave Race Blue Storm a while ago. That's kind of fucking funny. Doctors Without Brothers. I think that was Crunchy. Like, Crunchy's the guy who also kept saying daughters instead of dollars. For the most part, even the cringiest moments have, like, a good nature behind them. That really didn't get the quick kill? I disagree. That's whack. Yeah, I don't know. See, it's a bunch of nerds with, like, no public speaking experience doing a very, very, very public event, which can and does go wrong quite often. The fact that it works remotely as well as it does is shocking. See, I've thought of a cringe moment that has forever burned itself into my mind as an example of how the worst instincts of the internet can blow everything out of proportion, because you had that guy who turned around at one point to bend over and pick up a water bottle on a chair behind him, and the internet decided to turn him into chair-sniffing guy. That was the worst. That was the worst thing. That was a completely innocent dude who got fucked for no reason. That's what the cringe does to you. That's what seeking cringe above all else does to your mind, apparently, is it? Ah. I have a strong dislike of that sort of thing. 0723. That's a really weird number. Later, cheese. Have a good night. Yeah, I don't know. Some people just watch GDQ specifically to watch, like, blow anything out of proportion that they can. Because, oh no, someone did something slightly awkward on a live stream. Who would have thought? Like, God forbid. Hey, 129. Yeah, there's a certain charm to that. Seeing people as they are in that environment. Raw, uncut, and relatively unfiltered. So on that note, actually, people, you know, certain types of people like to complain a lot about how, you know, GDQ is PC and blah blah blah, etc., etc. For the most part, I just can't say fuck. That's really the only thing they don't let me say. That's kind of it, really. Otherwise, my vernacular is more or less the same. I just say fuck less. And even then, I don't say, like, I don't say zero fuck. I have said the fuck word during the GDQ run before. Smolly, thank you very much for the Twitch Prime. I mean, Studio dropped the biggest F-bomb. He, like, screamed it. It was awesome. Dang, Monkey Man, that sounds really cringe. How hard is it usually to say fuck less or not at all? Because I'm an adult, not very. Yay! I got a gold. I don't know. The thing is that, like, this me doing this right now with you guys, this is not marathon, like, mode, I guess. Not marathon commentary. Whereas when I'm actually, like, in the mode where I'm explaining my things and I'm trying to show off and I'm, like, doing my little presentation and what have you, I don't swear. I swear less, at least. Mostly because swearing just isn't good commentary. There are many words that are more interesting than swearing, most of the time. Like, swearing can be funny sometimes, but for the most part, when you're trying to do marathon commentary for your things, there are more interesting things than you can say than just swearing a bunch. When you're just going, ah, fuck, after every mistake you make, you know, it pollutes your commentary. So, like, that's less the desire to remain on the good side of, you know, the graces of the people who don't want me to say the fuck word, and more just a natural process of improving one's commentary. Why did the quick turn drop there? I disagree. This is the thing with Let's Play. This is the thing that Let's Play forum fucking beat into my head. Is that swearing in lieu of commentary is not commentary. Council juice. Why did that whiff? Why is the game like this? That's a bug. I dislike it. I have the lags. That was interesting. My hospital on PB is apparently impossible.
Hey Punchy, just wanted to say enjoyed your run at SGDQ as well as your couch commentary. Keep up the awesome work and keep dancing on, dude. Also, this amount of bits is approximately $30, which I think is a magic number for Punchy yelling at wrong wiki facts.
Thank you very much, Decimo. I think that's about... Is that about $30? I thought it was more like 21. Is it like 100? Is it like 100 to a dollar? Whatever. Either way, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Decimo. Is it I don't know. Fuck, I never know how, like, bit conversions work, dude. Dude, I gotta build that DDR bar. I got Stepmania functioning in a relatively good way. In that it looks a lot like DDR Ace, it has most of the functionality of DDR Ace, and it has most of the songs from DDR Ace. In fact, it's got more songs from DDR Ace because the licenses are still there. In the light of that, there's no real reason for me to actually play DDR Ace. I figured out how I'm gonna build the bar. It's a matter of finding a place to buy the fucking parts. There's B&Q, I think. Yeah, like DDRA. I wanted it to be like DDRA, so I got it to look like DDRA, and I got most of the songs for DDRA. I also put Euromix on there because I'm a dumbass. It means like it's like when you get all of the packs, they still have the licenses in them, right? So I still have Stomp to My Beat and I Believe in Miracles and things like that. So it's all still there. What are you using to weight the bottom, stabilize it? A wooden base. With the pad resting on top of it because it is made of fucking metal and is therefore quite heavy. Alright, Andy. Yeah, there's a B&Q somewhat local. I'm gonna go there at some point and buy a bunch of crap. And bad RNG. Thanks, game. This key drop is fucking stupid. Instead of buying substitute bars aren't really a thing, seemingly. It's annoying, because there are multiple things that, like, almost work good enough, but none of them are quite right. I don't get it. I don't understand how it's so hard to buy, like, a vaguely... Game, please. Jesus Christ. Thanks, game. Very good. Even the more expensive ballet bars only had, like, a weight capacity of 60 kilograms, and that's not quite good enough. I'm gonna be hanging off that thing.
Welcome
Figured they'd be stable as hell. Apparently not, I guess. I don't know. I don't have one. Doesn't seem like it's quite good enough. The specs themselves don't seem like they're up to par.
Do you hear those voices? A family of 4 was sliced into bloody pieces in this room.
Where something like a bike stand would be perfect, but it's not tall enough. Those things are fucking sturdy as shit.
Do you know why he said he killed his family?
And I'm reaching a point where it's more efficient to just buy some pipes and stick them together with PVC cement or something.
Anyway, I'm lying. It's all just a joke. I wanted to scare you, that's all. The truth is, only one person died. By suicide. That's
I did it too fast.
a quiet young man, but quite friendly as you can see.
I actually beat the voice line.
He was so eager to meet you. His hometown
It's
is
cheap
New
and it's
Orleans,
pretty sturdy when
but
it's all
he
glued
came
together.
here after first losing his
Like, that
way.
should be fine.
Oh, maybe you might know. Where is the path to heaven? This mansion is quite
Like, I don't think it'd be that hard to just get some PVC pipes and cement them together in the general shape of the bar. It's drilling it into the wooden base that's probably going to be the significant problem, because I don't actually have any idea how to do that.
There's the exit. I hope you enjoyed your tour. Please come back anytime. Or if you prefer,
I'm going to have to learn, which means I'm probably going to fuck it up at least twice.
instead. That was supposed to be the exit, but it seems that no one wants you to leave. Everyone really likes you. They want you to stay with them.
That time loss brought to you by Bad Key Drop. I did the menu properly. I win. You read that somewhere, did you? Where is somewhere? Bitch. I believe him. I don't know. I haven't seen Logan's Run. Why did it like the loading screen took longer than I was expecting? Anyway, on a related rhythm game note, right? I'm fucking contemplating buying a proper pop-in arcade-style controller. God fucking damn it. They're not that expensive. And they look really good, and they're huge, and they support PS2. It's like, it's too much money. Why haven't I bought that shit yet? Because it costs like $250, which is more than I want to just spend casually. Also, I've only got one pop-in game. Probably buy more of those first. get, like, Fever and Carnival or something. If you look for them, yeah, not yet, man. I would if I could, but... Yes, this game has a quick turn. You can wait there as long as you want. It's just there to skip the time waiting between when you first arrive in the area and for the carousel to actually start. This save screen advances that timer without actually, you know, costing you any game time. The same applies here. It'll now immediately go into the cutscene rather than having to wait. That's what that is all about. Hello, please pay attention to me. You pay too much attention to me. Hello, please pay attention to me. Alright. You walk around in circles because... I don't know, my dick. I don't really know why I do that. That's gold, by the way. Yeah, it's like a legit gold, too. How expensive are the latter-day poppin' games on PS2, by the way? You could just wait. I don't think you can just wait. That'll make a lesser spawn really far away from you, and that sucks. Like, it's poppin', like, it's not that expensive on the latter-day end, is it? Well, it's not like 2DX, where the latter-day 2DX games get crazy fucking pricey. In the middle of a speedrun, Zoku. Epic. Fucking Christ. Turning the light off is not a bulletproof solution to that, unfortunately. It's still random. Just makes it less likely to fuck you over. He's getting near the elevator as well. That's a pain. Epic! Thanks, game. Good hitbox. Well done, Konmai, for that great hitbox. They're popping names off the top of his head. They're called Fever and Carnival. It's 13 and 14. Those are the ones I want to buy. Because they're the newest, relatively speaking. Because I've got Poppin' 9, but that's like old and it's therefore quite annoying in a couple of ways. Mainly in how it expects you to play every single chart individually to unlock it in free mode. Hi, Firestar. Are they ouch? Like, how ouch? Are they like Empress tier ouch? For those of you who don't know, Beatmania 2DX Empress plus Premium Best is the last game that in that series that got released on PlayStation 2, and it runs for like $200. It's a shame because it's also really good, but the premium best disc is like a disc of fan favorite songs, so it's considered a good get, but it's expensive as shit. Like, if I like 2DX, I'd probably spring for it. But I still don't even know if I even like 2DX or not. 2DX remains like the most user-hostile rhythm game I've ever played in my life. Cheapest you found with free postage is 31 quid. That's not bad. Like, it's more than you'd really want to pay for PS2 games this old, but in the grand scheme of Bimani, it's nothing. Like, god damn, given how much Bimani shit usually costs, that's nothing. Like, man's about to drop like $250 on a big ass controller. I can probably spare the 30 quid to actually buy a game to play it with. Hello? Yeah, it's not the worst price ever. It's not great, but it's not the worst price ever. Like, bear in mind that's about what DDR games cost on average. Like, that's about how much I paid for DDR Extreme. I'd like it if they were cheaper, but they are on average not. I win!
I disagree.
Good ending. Really good ending, actually.
Is that the end? I guess it's time to roll the credits.
Yeah, please do, Zoku. Please do. It's helpful for me. The price of these things is the only thing that's prevented me from buying the entire DDR discography, because, like, the PS1 DDR games are all cheap as shit. They all cost nothing. 22, 14... see, that's bad. I missed Quick Kill. 13, that's one drop shot. 44 is actually perfectly fine. 41 second God Kill, yeet! Yeah, pretty good.